On this episode of Imagine, Create, Inspire.
Blues music is free people music. A lot of folks, my generation think, or other generation too, think that it's slavery music, but this music come right after slavery. So to me, that's why it's so important to listen to those songs, because they're like, these are free people talking, and they saying what even though the record label had a good, thumb on them, they still saying stuff that, hadn't been said before in the ways that hadn't been said before. And to me, it reminded me a lot of rural Georgia and rural places in general, because that's how my folks talk,
You are listening to Imagine, Create, Inspire, the podcast. Join host Bruce Andrews in conversations with creatives. Every artist has a story, and the struggle is real to stay inspired and in the flow. Join in the conversation by leaving us your comments, and thanks for listening.
Anyway, man, it's just good to see you.
Good seeing you too, bro.
Yeah, I know you've been working hard. For anybody that doesn't know, Jontavious, 28 years old. As a 66-year-old dude, crusty old dude that's been into the blues or loving the blues for the better part of 45 years. I know that a lot of people like me are amazed by your not only your ability to play and sing, but to channel, to do what a lot of people have been trying to do or say they want to do, to sound like or channel Lightning Hopkins or Son House or Muddy Waters, or that whole vibe, not only playing and singing, but storytelling. That's you, man. Is that what you feel?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that's the main part of the genre is the storytelling. And I think, a bit of the going back to the, playing it like the old folks, I always, I stopped listening to kind of like popular music around when I not listening to it, I stopped buying it. I stopped going to the store and buying it. And when I was about 12 or 13, and I started listening to blues right around that same time. And I would listen to like the deep stuff, man, the stuff, that was really, really deep. And learning that it was people from different regions, and, not just Mississippi, not just Chicago, but in Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, and Tennessee, and all of the southern states, and then now and migration states too. And when they started young, all of them, like some of them recorded when they were teenagers, like Josh White and Helen Hughes. And you hear, it's a thing that planted in you. I think in church, you get the storytelling, you get the performance piece, at least at the very small scale kind of thing. Well, it's not really so small scale, but I'm saying not on it's not a paid gig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more moral based, and religion based kind of situation. But I think, yeah, man, the storytelling aspect is what makes blues and gospel unique to me. Is like it's so many ways to tell a story, and you get it in blues and gospel. And that's what I got it in gospel and later on in blues.
Yeah, man. I think humor is big, in storytelling. Like when you do the cat, she ain't home. That kind of thing. It connects with people. They get it. I know a lot of people may not know. You're not only a great artist, but you went to, was it Columbia University for a while?
Yeah, Columbus State University. Yeah, I graduated there in 2019. Got my bachelor.
So like anthropology, right? Something like that.
I should have did. I was thinking of doing anthropology, but they told me I'd have to stay another semester. Looking back, I should have just stayed another semester, but I was touring so much I couldn't, and I didn't want to. So I just majored in sociology with no mind.
Yeah. So when you started playing your first gigs, did people your age come out to hear you?
They still don't come out to hear people. Some people my age come out now more than in the beginning, because I think roots music in the last 10 plus years has really heightened, gotten new players and a new audience. When I started playing, even though it wasn't that long ago, but I started playing about 14 years ago with guitar. And um, yeah, some of my contemporaries knew some of the names. Cadillac Record hadn't too long came out before I started playing. And so it had brought up all these old players up, and people in my circle at least was aware of, Chuck Berry and all these other folks. But they weren't coming to the show now. No. They still don't. The demographic of the show is still pretty much the same. But it's because of a whole bunch of things. Ticket price, location, the history. And a lot of people don't understand. Blues music is free people music. A lot of folks, my generation think, or other generation too, think that it's slavery music, but this music come right after slavery. So to me, that's why it's so important to listen to those songs, because they're like, these are free people talking, and they saying what even though the record label had a good, thumb on them, they still saying stuff that, hadn't been said before in ways that hadn't been said before. And to me, it reminded me a lot of rural Georgia and rural places in general, because that's how my folks talk. So hearing those records and stuff kind of was something for me. So, yeah, but back to the original question. Now, a lot of my folks, they didn't come out, but that didn't bother me though, but I still hung with them. And I listen to their music too, rap.
Of course.
I listen to rap. I still listen to rap. Just like blues and any other thing, they're good rap and they're bad rap. They're good blues and they're definitely bad. It's subjective for sure. It's all subjective, man. But I think some people can throw a whole genre of music away just because the kind of pop stars of the genre kind of make it seem like they define it. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Nah, man, that's what I want to hear. How you feel about it? It's because it's got to be. I mean, everybody has a story in their head. They tell it about themselves. You got your own personal script. And so when you're 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, it'd be easy to go to succumb to peer pressure or something, to be somebody that you're not really, that kind of thing. When you knew this music was calling you, it meant something to you. You could do it authentically. It was like you stayed the course. So I'm always interested to hear how people do that. I think we all have to fight, fear of other people's opinions, no matter what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. Some people say you should evolve the blues, and that their definition of evolution is changing the genre. That's not evolving though. Evolving, you still have the vocabulary. I don't necessarily mean the words, but I mean, just the structure that was set down by countless decades of people playing the genre of music, from Mamie Smith on down to I don't know, Albert Collins. And you got so many different variations of that. You take it kind of like, making cooking, anything that you do that requires different components being, brought together. Once you add yourself and those things, then that's evolution, because you look at B.B. King. B.B. King is T-Bone Walker, Lonnie Johnson, and B.B. King, and some other folks, but you can't forget B.B. King. So that way, I think that's what a lot of people do, but a lot of folks now, evolution to them means rock, and to me, that's another genre of blues. That's rock blues. That's not contemporary blues, because I go back and forth with the term traditional and contemporary. Traditional means to be of something that's been going on for a while, right? And contemporary means to be current. And the way they got these categories now, they make it seem like those two things can't be of one. But if you live it now, you making music now, and it's not just cover music, and it's stuff that is unique to you, that is contemporary. If you're doing something that's in the line of what's been going on, and that's traditional, but they substitute contemporary for rock, or as my brother Keith Knox say, alternative blues. But they're not trying to be funny, but it is. That's it's that. It does. Rock ain't just contemporary, because rock, some of the rock stuff is just as old as some of the blues stuff, like 60 rock is a thing, you know.
Yeah,
And
man.
60 blues is a thing, you know. So yeah, yes.
It's
Stay in the
all.
course. Yeah,
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
man.
Now I was gonna just say stay in the course, and I don't even know how I got off on that tangent, man. But I'm here to talk this morning, man. I'm
Tangent's
here
where
to
it's at,
talk.
man. Tangent's where it's at. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I mean, like it's always just a delivery vehicle, in some ways. I mean, like before the internet, old guys like us, I remember hearing "Nobody's Fault But Mine" by Led Zeppelin,
Mm-hmm.
and it was current on the radio when in the '70s when I was listening, and so it was a gateway to me finding out about Blind Willie Johnson.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, so I mean that was rock, as you put it, clearly, but the roots of that I clearly found was the blues, and tied to iconic individuals like Blind Willie Johnson, who never got the credit, that kind of thing, or proper credit. But so it's all just a gateway to me, and even more so now. I think, there's a lot I don't like about being able to stream music. In other words, I don't like the fact that artists like you get paid pennies on a stream, that kind of thing. But I do like the fact that seem like to me that a lot of younger music buyers don't pay attention to genre so much. They just download a song if they like it. So I mean, to give you an example, sometimes I think, how could I get 100,000 more people to hear "The World Is in a Tangle"?
yeah,
Regardless of the genre, just hear it. I think a whole lot more people would dig it if they didn't have a preconceived notion of, in some kind of frame, like you said, alternative blues, or just it's just a damn fine song with a real artist playing the music.
for sure.
Yeah,
I'm with that. I think that how to say you can't please everybody, but some people you have to categorize stuff for because it make more sense to them, right? You have to, sadly, you have to. And then the other thing behind it is, during COVID, streaming became streaming. I got a mixed feelings about it because how I feel one way. You don't have to. It's nothing physical. You don't touch it. It's not like a CD. And I think we lucky to be in the blues field because I say we probably sell more CDs than probably some pop artists sell. Like really, they just got a lot of streams because we can go somewhere and selling 50, 60 CDs. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't seem like that. If you sell them at $20, at $1,200, $1,400, and that to streams, you probably have like 200, 300,000 streams. And they go for like, I think one of the things that kind of hindered the music today is that, back in the day they had A&R meetings.
right.
And you couldn't make it if, even in the blues time, if you couldn't play that song a good demo before you went into the studio to record, you went about to waste their tape and you would never be heard of. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it went. But now everybody can record so much music. Everybody got something going on. But see that what happened, the records die before it get out because you don't have a backing behind it. That's why, if you got a few thousand or you can get a few thousand from somebody to push your art. Naturally, some of the art rise to the top anyway sometimes, but it is a good help to have a little push because at the end of the day, all of it's still business, and I think that's a good thing to look back at the history too. Is like to know who your consumers are, and knowing that people have been knowing these kind of things for a while. Knowing your consumers and also knowing what it takes to kind of push different songs in different directions. The World's in a Tangle, my most viewed video on like, and this how the digital world work, right? So the most viewed video I got on Facebook, The World's in a Tangle. They got like 500,000. But the most streamed song I got is "Take Me to the Country," which was picked up by like the Bluegrass Situation, which got like a couple million streams. Now it ain't a whole bunch of money, but it I wasn't expecting to get any money from it. And that's how I see digital world. I think it should be higher pay, but at the same time, it's more easily accessible than radio than XM radio and
Yeah.
FM radio. You know what I'm saying? So you can listen to millions of songs and have them all queued up, and it's easier. So it's going to have to be naturally. It'll be a cheaper, pay. I'm not saying I'm for that, but what I'm saying is I prioritize my CDs first because you actually see people. You actually get to hear their stories. They get to tell you things. Digital, you don't know who buying. It could be from a robot to somebody that accidentally pressed it to somebody that really loves your music, and you don't really get any feedback off of it. So, I just feel like, the songs that I want to keep in rotation, so I can help get those thousands and thousands of folk on board are the songs that I play at my shows. I retired the World's Entertainer because that video didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out because TajMo was sick,
Oh, I didn't
and
know that.
he was supposed to be playing that other guy that was walking through there, and then my buddy too. But it had a different connotation to me once kid went walking. So I don't want folk to listen to the song. They got the message come up out of the school shootings and stuff like that. That's why I wrote it for. But the video don't quite portray what I feel like it should. Yeah.
I got you, man. I didn't know that. That's an interesting story. Speaking of TajMo, I mean, I guess everybody that's a fan of him, like me, wants to know how was it hanging out with him and everything.
Yeah, TajMo, great man. I just seen him last August at a writing session. He great. We check in, probably three, four times a year. It was good working with him. I met him through Taj Mahal, and picked up a lot of business stuff from Ted. And he really is a great asset and a good friend and smart dude and a good player too and good songwriter, great songwriter. So it was good hearing him and hearing his story and being acquainted with them. And I feel like both of them kind of remind me of my uncle. Like they got uncle status. I'm not saying they don't remind me of my uncle, but they got uncle status. Taj and my grandma the same age, and Kev a little bit older than my older uncle world, but still they still give me uncle kind of. Taj be like great uncle, and then Kev would be like both of them got kind of like great uncle status.
Yeah.
But it was good though, man. I got to see them when they did that TajMo tour. I got to go. We did. It was in 2017. I did the Ryman Theater with them, the Orpheum in New Orleans, Austin City Limits, Central Park in New York. The Egg in Albany, New York. It was a lot of places. I can't remember all the places we went to. We played in LaGrange, Georgia, and they got an amphitheater. They got an amphitheater in LaGrange, that
Sweet.
we played in. Yeah, they keep wanting me to open it at the amphitheater. At some point you have to at least try to be a headliner. You know what I'm saying? In your own town, you know what I'm saying? Like try. But they want to keep you on their open circuit, like and they just ask you open for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like Jesus, man. A prophet ain't accepted in his own town.
Yeah, that's the fact. That's the fact, man. But it's great working with them guys. Like I said, they're amazing, and they are a good representation of the lineage of blues and how it changed over time, and the way they approach music and the way they approach business is different than the generation before and the generation after them, but they are all in touch with all of that stuff. And they are very insightful of everything. So yeah, it's good. It's good working with them, man. That relationship didn't stop. We still talk a bit. Taj just had a birthday a few days ago. He's a fellow Taurus. His birthday was
How old is Taj?
17, 82.
Man. One thing I love about you is that like Taj and like TajMo, I don't know how to put this, but among other things I like, you don't seem like you're in a hurry. When you're on the stage, I mean, as opposed to some artists who are there. I'm here to do a show. We're gonna do bam, bam, bam. We're gonna do this number, this number, this number. We're gonna crescendo. We out. I mean, it's like when you come on, it's like I'm here to hang out with y'all.
Yeah,
You take your time.
Well, that's the kind of blues. that's the kind of blues I like. I like to hang out with you blues too, because it don't necessarily mean just slow blues either. I like up tempo blues. But I like the blues that have dynamics. With the wordplay, with the music, with keys, and with storytelling. I like dynamics. I feel like it's a good representation of how my life is. Sometimes my life is fast, sometimes it's slow, and sometimes it's in between. And I think that just like music, just like mountains. And blues are like mountains too. It's ups and downs, real high ups and real low down. The temperature change. It's different kind of life going on in both of them. And I feel like one song has no relevance to the next song. It's yeah. That's how I feel. I play the music the same way I play at home. Beside with people.
That's poetic, man.
Yeah.
That's poetic. Yeah, I mean, and like you said during COVID, I think you shined during that time, making connections with people. I enjoyed watching you.
Yeah, man. That was a time when I found out I was a pretty good hustler, not a bad hustler. Because you have to remain whatever your personal definition of current and relevant is. To it's a better advantage. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how I felt, and I felt like there's a lot of things going on during COVID. That hindered us from doing that. But man, I had started doing the open air things, whenever they started getting slick was by a new way of saying outside, what I'm saying? Like open air,
Yeah, yeah.
but I was doing the open air stuff. I was doing lessons, because I can always teach. You know what I'm saying? I don't got better at teaching. I used to not be so good because I didn't learn, traditionally. I don't know,
Mm.
the chord shapes. I can tell you what the strings and what to move your hand and references the song, but so I was doing that. Then I was helping orchestrate some of these workshops and stuff in Mississippi and started the Robert Johnson Challenge, doing Robert Johnson. That ended up getting over a million some views, and the NPR did a study, I mean, not a study, story on it. And yeah, man, we had to keep it going. We had to keep that momentum going because a lot of us were doing big stuff before COVID happened. And I was still doing the show too during COVID. Because G Love, I got to thank G Love and the special sauce, Jeffrey. And damn, I forget. Damn. I only forget the bass player because I didn't talk to him as much as I talked to Jeffrey and G. But damn, it'll come to me. But anyway, they were still gigging in 2021,
Mm.
and it wasn't a whole bunch of money, but it better than no money, you know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
like I was gonna take my chance. I rarely get sick. I sweat a lot, you know what I'm saying? I drink, hey, I try to walk this shit out. I ain't trying to just sit.
Walk
I'm
it
not
off.
gonna just sit around. I be moving around and you get sick, But he was gigging everywhere, man. And between that and the CD sale, me and my homie, we just we went with him, He was all up and down the East Coast. Um, I stopped with him it was March 13th. I stopped with him in Santa Barbara, California, and I had to drive back from Santa Barbara to Newnan, Georgia. It was like a crazy ride, 30 some hours, But me and my cousin did it, and it was fun though. But yeah, the unemployment check was good too. But I got that with the gigs and stuff that we were doing, we made it afloat. So yeah, we had to make it work during that time, And I also helped, worked on my musicianship and networking, and yeah, man, I had to find out all the nonprofit, stuff, to figure out how nonprofits work, and yeah, man, that was it though, man. But yeah, it's a part of life, everything ain't gonna always be sweet, So that's why I'm trying to get mine while it's getting good, because you never know. All these things are uncertain, and that's something that you know about history too. Like Sometimes you can be on top, and then the next day you don't. But what I know, like I like to keep up with trends, and I like to keep up with the numbers. And the way the numbers and the trend going up, I should be all right for a little while. So I'm
Heck
trying
yeah.
to, my head in the history, keep my head in the workshopping, not just traditional playing, and also trying to figure out my goal is just to convey what my message is, find out, what my message is in my music overall, and am I conveying that message 100% on stage, and if not, how can I get to that 100%?
Yeah.
But yeah, figure out things and COVID help with that for sure.
Always working on your craft. Always working on your craft.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Last time you came, like you said, kind of good segue into that. When you came down to the theater in Columbiana, it was kind of coming off the COVID thing. It was I think you had your cousin with you, or I cannot remember the side man's name you brought with you, but it was like we had about 20 people in there because of COVID. So it was like it's kind of a strange situation. But as you said, we all did the best we could do, and we live streamed it. Who was that came with you? Do you remember?
Was it Andrew?
Might have been guitar guy. I want to say he was related to you.
Oh no! Oh, J-Hop.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
He the one. Yeah. He the one that went with me with G Love. Yep. Yeah. I'm thinking. About two different times. Yeah. J-Hop. He sure did. That like 2021.
That's it. Well, I'm glad to bring you back under better circumstances.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back, bro.
Going to come down June 8th to the Song Theater. I know we're really excited about it because we're big fans of you. And then the next day, June 9th, there's another storyteller known as Shawn of the South. And I can't wait to have you there on June 8th with your own audience, and then expose you to those people who don't know who you are, and get a dose of your storytelling. It's going to be awesome.
I like that.
It'll be like hopefully a good contrast for you. Maybe a fun weekend, and develop some new fans, and hopefully sell a ton of CDs.
Oh yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, brother. I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Why don't you pick a little bit, and then invite everybody down to Columbiana, Alabama on June 8th, and then we'll cut it out and make a commercial out of it or something. If you can do that.
All right, cool.
I mean, just wing it, dog.
Yeah. All right, I got it. to try to keep you. I have done more for you than me. Good Lord else was done. Now how you do that? I'm gonna tell you. I have done more for you, God, than the good Lord ever done. 'Cause I thought you could have, 'cause the Lord can give you none. Now give me back that thing I thought you, baby, and let your head go down. I said, give me back that thing I thought you, baby, and let your head go down. I found out this morning you didn't even need that ring at all. Well, I took my baby to the hairdresser. What the hairdresser said, I can't do nothing about her hair. All I can do is grease her hair long. I said, I go now. I found out early this morning you didn't even need that wig no how. You didn't even.
That's for real, man. That's for real. That's awesome, dude. Well, thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for listening to Imagine, Create, Inspire, the podcast. For more information on the Shelby County Arts Council, please visit www.shelbycountyartscouncil.com.